Hi there, I'm Ephraim Gopin of 1832 Communications. Thank you for watching this episode of the Weekly Send, where I help you and your nonprofit boost your email fundraising and marketing efforts. Today, we're going to look at an email from Heart to Heart International. The subject line reads, Update, 7.8 magnitude earthquake response. So first of all, the fact that there's an update is a good thing, right? It's okay. They may have told me about this a couple of days ago. Now they're giving me just a quick update. That's good. That's something I want to read. Plus the earthquake response. I've heard about the earthquake, this horrible earthquake in the news. I want to see how is Heart to Heart responding. This is a good email subject line. The email is from Heart to Heart International, which is good. So I'll see that in my inbox, recognize the name of the organization, and open it. Who it comes from is communications at Heart to Heart, and the reply to is a bunch of letters and numbers. It's not personalized. And again, with the reply to and the from email address, it should be personalized. It should be from somebody at your organization. So you're creating that one-to-one communication piece with your emails. The email opens up with this devastating picture of what looks like a building that has just been completely flattened. And the headline reads, HHI responds to deadly earthquake in Turkey and Syria. So right away, you know what the subject is. Obviously, you saw it in the subject line, but here, they give it to you in bold. And then they tell you about what they're doing on the ground. Working in collaboration with other partners and other international relief organizations, Heart to Heart International is responding to the massive earthquakes in Turkey and Syria with shipments of essential medicines, trauma-related medical supplies, hygiene kits, and much more. What's good about this email is that they're doing two things. Number one, they're sharing breaking news. So there was this earthquake in Turkey and Syria, massive. And what they're doing is they're sharing what's happening on the ground, because I, as a subscriber, am not on the ground, but Heart to Heart International's team is, and they can tell me straight from there what's going on, what's the latest, what's the breaking news. The second thing is they're telling me what they're donating or what they're giving towards the relief efforts, and of course, how I can help. So they're right away they're telling you that they're sending out shipments of medicines, medical supplies, hygiene kits, and more. With below freezing temperatures and a desperate race against time, rescue workers face a grim scene and daunting challenge as they work feverishly to rescue survivors. HHI has connected with many healthcare and relief organizations to mobilize the distribution of critical medicine, medical supplies, hygiene kits, and healthcare trauma necessities. And then your support of the aid efforts in Turkey and Syria will deliver critical medicine and supplies for survivors and those impacted by the earthquakes. So they're not just saying how they've already helped, but they're telling me how I can help. And there's a sense of urgency, obviously, because they said it here, work feverishly to rescue survivors. So there's the sense of urgency, and they're telling me here's what's going on the ground, and it's urgent that you donate now and that you send care and help for the people there in Turkey, in Syria. When there's a natural disaster, an earthquake, a flood, wildfires, hurricane, whatever it is, you want to get these types of emails out to your subscribers as quickly as possible and update them on what's going on. Here's what just happened. Here's what's needed, and let people know that. Give them that sense of urgency so that they want to give and give now, and tell them specifically what you're going to be delivering to the affected areas and to be helping those who survived and were affected by this natural disaster. You definitely want to do that. The second thing you want to do, which is not in this specific email, but 2-3 weeks later, it would be good to send an update email about the response and how you, the donors, the subscribers, have impacted those who survived or were affected by the natural disaster. And in that update, you might want to share a photo, maybe even share a video of what you've done, of the packages going to that area, being distributed, helping people, whatever it is. So you want to give people through email breaking news, here's what happened, a quick update, what we've done in the first 48 to 72 hours, and then a third one, another email 2, 3, 4 weeks later with some information about how people have helped and what's the latest on the ground, so that you keep people updated. This is a great use of email. This is how you use email. It's not just for fundraising, but there's breaking news, there's updates, and yes, of course, there's fundraising. And when you're doing this kind of fundraising, it's urgent and you need people. This is why the call to action button says donate now. Really, you need it now because you need it to help with the rescue efforts in Turkey and Syria. The mobile version of this email You can see this picture obviously stands out. It's just devastating. The headline here stands out. A couple of paragraphs, nicely spaced. Donate now. Real simple. Easy for me to scan. I see what's going on. I understand the urgency of getting the supplies there now. I'm going to click donate now. Takeaways for this week's episode. Number one, share breaking news. Something happens, there's a natural disaster. Right away, tell people what happened, what's the latest, what's going on. Number two, let people know how they can help. You're creating that sense of urgency by this is what's happened. Urgent care is needed. Tell them exactly how they can help and where those donations are going to go and what they're doing. And number three, a few weeks after you've updated, send another update and show the impact. Say what's happening on the ground. Here's how donors have helped those who are affected by the natural disaster. Thank you for watching this episode of the Weekly Send. We'll see you next episode.